Shalom Aleichem everyone. Hope everyone had a wonderful, wonderful week. This week is Parshas Yitro, Kabbalas HaTorah, and I wanted to explore very quickly the first pasuk in the parsha. The Torah tells us, Vayishma Yisro. Yisro heard Cohen Median Chosein Moshe, Es kol asher asa Elokim LeMoshe LeYisrael Amo Ki Hotzi Hashem Es Yisrael MiMitzrayim. So Yisro heard everything that transpired to the Jewish people when they were brought out of Mitzrayim, and he decides that he's going to link in with the Jewish people. So a few questions on the pasuk. Number one is, why does the Torah refer to Yisro as Cohen Median? After all, we're bringing up his Avodah Zarah past. What exactly is the reason that the Torah emphasizes that Vayishma Yisro, specifically Cohen Median, that he was the high priest of Midian and Oved Avodah Zarah? Question number two is, what exactly did he hear? So the Torah says he heard everything that happened to Jewish people in Mitzrayim, but Rashi explains based on the Medrash, Ma Shmua Shama Uba, what exactly did he hear? He heard Kriyas Yamsuf U Milchemes Amalek. He heard the events of the end of Parshas Beshalach. He heard Kriyas Yamsuf and he heard Milchemes Amalek. What was so unique about those two things specifically? What about Eser Makos? What about the hardening of the heart? Korban Pesach, everything else that transpired, why specifically Kriyas Yamsuf and Amalek? Moreover, lastly, why is this Parsha, Vayishma Yisro, the joining of Yisro, why is that here in the beginning of Parshas Yisro? In fact, if the idea, what they heard was the linkage, what they heard was the end of Parshas Beshalach, that's what Yisro heard. He heard Kriyas Yamsuf, he heard Milchemes Amalek, so maybe we should have had the story of Vayishma Yisro at the end of last week's parsha, and then move into this week's parsha, which is really all about Kabbalas HaTorah. Why is it necessary to link in the story of Yisro to Kabbalas HaTorah? So perhaps the answer to these questions, we'll do one at a time. First, what was so special about Kriyas Yamsuf? What was so special about Milchemes Amalek? And what was so special about Yisro? What does Yisro really represent to us? So many things happened in Mitzrayim, and everyone heard about it. As the pasuk says in Oz Yashir, Shamu Amim, all the nations of the world heard, Vayir Gazun, and they trembled. Everyone heard about it. And when people hear things, there are different ways we respond to amazing, amazing information, amazing sights, amazing news. Sometimes people hear, Shamu Amim, Vayir Gazun, they're momentarily moved, and then they go about their day. It doesn't mean that much to them. Wow! And then it's over. Sometimes you have people that try and undermine. They are the scoffers, the late Sonim. They harden their hearts to these amazing things. They fight against it. Yeah, that was Mitzrayim. Mitzrayim chased after the Jews. After they saw Eser Makos, nevertheless, they still ran after their Jews, committed national suicide as they perished in Kriyas Yamsuf. Amalek, after Kriyas Yamsuf, they saw that too. Scoffers, undermine, they attack. Asher korcha baderech, they seek to undermine. Yisro heard this, how the nations of the world, Mitzrayim and Amalek, were responding to these great events. Vayishma Yisro, and he says, I will not stand by callously and certainly negatively towards these magnificent events. He heard, he was inspired, and he made moves. That's who Yisro was. Chazal tell us he was Cohen Median. Question number two, he was the Cohen Median. Why is that emphasized here? Chazal tell us that Yisro was a wealthy bureaucrat in Mitzrayim. He was part of the king's court. And he left. He left the materialism of Mitzrayim to search for religion. And he searched every single religion. His name was Putiel, says Rashi, because he was Mefatem Agolos L'Avodah Zarah. He fattened Agolos. For Avodah Zarah, he tried every religion, Rashi tells us in this week's parasha, Pasuk Yud Aleph, Parak Yud Ches, Ata Yodati, Ki Gadol Hashem Mikol Elokim. Now I know that God is great, is the greatest of all gods. Hashem is the greatest of all gods. And Rashi says he tried out everything, and now, after these experiences, he understands. Yisro was a personality who he's mentioned as Cohen Median, not to bring up his bad past, but to show how great he was. He tried out everything, and nevertheless, he sees in Yiddishkeit, he sees in Ribono Shel Olam, he sees in Knesset Yisrael, he sees Emes. Vayishma Yisro, he heard, and he took action. He was not willing to just hear and pass the ketchup, go about his day, just go business as usual. He was inspired and he acted on that inspiration. That's perhaps why this parsha is found by Yishma Yisro as part of the story of Kabbalas HaTorah. Because Kabbalas HaTorah was an immensely inspiring event, and we have our own Kabbalas HaTorah. Our laning in Beit Knesset, our connectivity to Limud HaTorah, all needs to be a spark of that Kabbalas HaTorah at Matan Torah, at Har Sinai. And we have to listen. We have to hear. We have to make ourselves a little more midbar-like. Midbar, there's nothing to distract us. There's no service in a midbar. It is quiet. It is desolate. It is an opportunity to vayishma, to listen. So we have to take the lesson of Yisro, to hear, to listen, to open our ears to that inspiration, and then when we find it and when we get it, to act on it. Not just to sit back and do nothing like the nations of the world. Certainly not to scoff, look negatively, attack like Mitzrayim and like Amalek, but rather Vayishma Yisro, link in, take that inspiration and make it real in our lives. Have a wonderful Shabbos Kodesh.